Thank you for your amazing remarks, Madame Bussarin. Our final speaker today, who's leading on so many fronts to improve the sustainability and quality of life in the city of San Jose, is our Mayor, Sam Liccardo. Mayor Liccardo, please.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea, and thank you to Mark Landgraf and all of you who have been such strong supporters of the Open Space Authority. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's particularly a pleasure to welcome our mayor here to San Jose. I know I have read quite a bit about your leadership already, and I am, I guess in many ways, gratified to hear that we have many of the same challenges. And I recognize even for those who are leading that it is challenging for all of us. And so I am certainly grateful to hear your presentation today. And we can look forward to continuing to learn from your example. I had the pleasure last year of in Paris, a meeting with Mayor Hidalgo, along with Mayor Michael Bloomberg, as we talked about sustainability issues. And it is clear that French mayors are leading the way in our nation. Yes. And here in the United States, we have much to learn, and we're hoping that your next journey will be to the White House, where you can perhaps instruct. So, Mayor Bussarin, welcome, bienvenue. That is my worst possible French pronunciation, of course, of the word. I'll do my best. I'm the mayor, of course, here in the city of San Jose, and it's my great pleasure to be working with so many environmental leaders in this community who have been pushing hard with us to make the city more sustainable. Just last year, we launched our Climate Smart plan with our ambition to be Paris-aligned and to ensure that we are leading the way for the rest of the nation in sustainability. In just a couple of days, we'll be flipping the switch on San Jose Clean Energy, becoming the largest city in the nation with a community choice aggregation program that will enable our residents and businesses to choose the source of their electricity. We think that will substantially move the needle in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And of course, we have many other ambitions as well, and I know that my colleague Sergio Jimenez spoke eloquently before me, so I will try not to repeat much of what he said, but let me just focus on two particular areas I think of importance. One is we are working very diligently to try to retrofit this city that was built for automobiles into a city built for people. And as a very big part of that project is everything we're trying to accomplish right now in downtown and Diridon Station, to be able to create the transit infrastructure we critically need in this city. A state long adverse to transit, but we are well underway now, having just completed a bus rapid transit line along this corridor in downtown San Jose. We have BART opening in just a few months. The electrification of Caltrain is under construction. High-speed rail is also under construction. These and other train systems will all be meeting 7 separate train lines at Diridon Station, where we will have the busiest multimodal station in the western United States within full build-out in the next decade. This is an extraordinary opportunity for us, not just for a grand central station, but for a grand city, as we now start to densify around that transit infrastructure. And so we're adamant about pushing forward those efforts. And as we are densifying, we are also trying to do more to preserve what is beautiful in our region. And I know you have much beautiful in your own region. I had the pleasure of visiting there just a few years ago. But for us, the top priority is Coyote Valley. And we've had great leadership from, I know, many people in this room, and I want to thank you for pushing with us. We're currently in the midst of a battle, which we affectionately call Measure T, which is a ballot measure we are bringing to our voters to ask for $650 million in bonds that will help us with basic infrastructure. $50 million of those dollars would be dedicated to purchasing land in Coyote Valley to preserve it against development. And this is an area of our city that we had long planned for large tech campus development. It's an area that has been long the subject of many fights. In fact, when Apple was originally planning to move their headquarters there, I think there may be a few of you in this room that recall that there were very acrimonious and very public yelling matches between Steve Jobs and our then mayor, Tom McHenry, in the council chambers in which F-bombs were dropped. That is That is what Coyote Valley has brought, I know, a lot of dispute. And we have gone through many iterations of big plans for campuses down there from companies like Cisco and Tangent. But we now have the opportunity, I think, for something far greater. We recognize that the resilience of our city, and particularly our sustainability goals, require us to look differently at our city. And this is now an opportunity for us to preserve this land because of the value of the wildlife corridors that we have learned more and more about in recent years, the value of protecting the underground aquifer that is critical for the sustainability and the sustenance of our city, and for flood protection, which is a particular concern for those of us who endured an awful lot of the disaster of last year, where we had to evacuate 14,000 families from their homes as a result of flooding. So we see great opportunity here in Coyote Valley, and we look forward to working with many of you to make this a reality. I wanted, if I could, just to present a small gift, a token to our mayor as a thank you very much, Anna. Just say thank you for visiting our valley, Silicon Valley. We wanted to present you a small token, and we look forward to coming to France and then drinking lots of wine. Thank you.